and in this episode, we're going to be talking about The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 6, our spoiler recap of the episode. So just want to warn all of you, this is going to be a spoiler-filled episode. Of course, I'm going to be talking spoilers as I recap the episode. So if you have not watched Season 2, Episode 6, Tribe of Star Wars The Bad Batch over on Disney+, please go and check it out and then come back and enjoy our video here. So yeah, I'm going to be throwing a lot of spoilers out there, so I don't want to ruin the episode for you. So go check it out and then come back here. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started, okay? So I'm going to throw up the first image here. So obviously the batch, they started doing trade with the Vanguard Axis clan. So they're like a group of all droid pirates and smugglers. So, and they seem to be like, trying to sell off codes and all. And as that's going on, it seems like Echo and Omega go out because Omega starts to hear some kind of like whimper, and it's coming from a Wookiee. And what's interesting about this is we get obviously Gungi, who obviously is a youngling that was in the Clone Wars, actually. Now he's grown up a little bit more here, but yeah, good old Gungi is back. And of course, he's a Jedi Wookiee. So like a Jedi youngling, or maybe like a Padawan learner. But obviously, they fight off the smugglers, and they're able to escape. But Gungi is not too happy to see these clones, So obviously, as we know, of course, Order 66, the clones were, of course, ordered to wipe out the Jedi because of the inhibitor chips in their heads and all. But obviously, the Bad Batch clones, of course, those did not work properly. But Gungi, nevertheless, he was really, panicking, and he was sitting in the corner there. But Omega really came over to comfort him, and then obviously they were lucky to have Tech there, because Tech was able to translate for them everything that was going on, and to basically try to calm him down and let him know that, hey, they weren't a part of the Order 66, and they're not his enemy and all. So they basically come to the conclusion that they need to try to take him home. So anyway, we get to the scene here where they take Gungi back to his, basically the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk. And what's interesting about this is one aspect of the Jedi that's really interesting is that Gungi really doesn't know much about Kashyyyk, because he was taken away as a very young, probably as a baby. And that's probably the truth for most of the Jedi. They don't really know much about their homes, because the majority of Jedi were taken when they were babies. So you could look at it from the perspective of their being kidnapped, as babies. But, they served a higher purpose during the Republic, obviously. But Gungi, he doesn't know much about his own homeworld. But then, of course, you see these spider creatures, come up, and the clones thought they were going to be attacked there. But of course, Gungi kind of used his force powers to calm the spiders down and let them know that they weren't a threat and everything. So that was pretty cool. Then we get to the part of the episode where there's the Trandoshans, and the Trandoshans, they're basically pillaging the planet. Obviously, the Empire was there wiping out the resources and all. But this episode was it had some like Pandora type vibes, when it comes to Avatar, and like the trees, and like the sacredness of it all, and worshiping the trees and all. But we get that basically later on. But the Trandoshans, they're just there to pillage, and of course they have clone troops with them. And it's like Gungi wasn't gonna have any of that. So they had the fights that ensued, of course, and Omega. It's interesting in this episode that Omega and Gungi, they kind of connected really early on, like in the ship after they had fled at the beginning of the episode. And then when they brought, Gungi back to Kashyyyk and tried to help him find his village. They really, really connected, I think, in this episode. So later in the episode, you see the Trandoshans, and the clones that are with them, they see the lightsaber marks. So they basically find out that obviously there's a Jedi there, and that they need to inform the Imperial High Command, but the Trandoshan leader didn't want any part of that at the moment. They just wanted to go and pillage and find out where the Jedi was themselves. And then, of course, you see in this image here, more of the Wookiees come in, and you see these other creatures here, which is interesting. You get to see a lot of the creatures from, Kashyyyk here, which is really cool. This was like typical Clone Wars type of battle. You have the clones, you have the Jedi with the lightsaber there. You've got the other Wookiees fighting there. It was really cool to see all that. And and when they were there with the tribe and all, towards the end of the episode, obviously when you could see you see Wrecker there. He's loving the juice, getting that juice to drink with the Wookiees, and he's just pounding down the juice. And actually, Echo actually starts to drink a little bit of it towards the end of the episode as well. So you see like the tribal leader, Awa, and communicating with them as well. And then, of course, as the final battle ensues, of course, the Trandoshan leader is basically, attacked by the spiders and comes to save Omega and Gungi as they're fighting and all. And that was really cool. And so you see at the end of the episode here, of course, with Wrecker and the other Wookiees drinking and everything, you see Hunter. He's contemplating, as Omega and Gungi are praying at the tree there, he's hoping that there could be some place in the galaxy where they could, be safe and grow up, be able to grow up, and live a normal life. And so, it's going to be interesting to see later on in the season what happens when it comes to Hunter and Omega and the others, and where it goes from there. But of course, we didn't get Crosshair again in this episode. Hopefully, we'll get him pretty soon. But it was a cool episode. It was very like Clone Wars style. I really, really enjoyed it. It was another fun episode, and some cool action scenes and the battles between the Trandoshans and the other clones, and Omega and Gungi. Of course, Gungi using his Jedi skills. It's pretty cool. It was a good episode, and I'm really looking forward to episode 7. I think we're gonna get Crosshair next episode. I think we're gonna get back to what's going on with him and the Empire and all. So I'm really excited for that. So if you like this episode, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode on the Arena Productions. And of course, we also have a Patreon. So all of our shows go up ad-free on Patreon. So you can check out this episode ad-free over there as well. We want to thank all of you patrons for your support as well. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And we also have exclusive content over there that you can check out as well. So anyway, this is I've been your host, Expat, and I'm looking forward to bringing you the next episode, episode 7 next week of The Bad Batch. So until then, may the Force be with you, and take care, everyone. Peace out.